Guys, I went down such a research rabbit hole the other day related to my the game that I want to make because I was thinking like in like a post-apocalyptic scavenger kind of society, how the fuck would you make bullets, right? And I ended up like spending multiple hours just researching like the production processes for like the whole fucking history of bullets, you know? Are you on a watch list now? Nah, you can reload ammunition pretty easy in the States at least. Primer's the hard part. Okay, that's what I was thinking, right? Okay, can you just fall with me for a second? Modern smokeless powder, you can't really make that like in a scavenger society. It's too chemically complicated. The stuff that you make modern bullets with, right? Black powder you can make. The Chinese were making that back in the before Christ era, you know? You can make that with like sulfur. You can get that. Like you can make that. Which means every time you fire a bullet, the inside of your gun is going to be coated with about like half a gram of oil, which is great. You know, you're just gonna have to clean, yeah. So that's cool. You know, black powder's so unreliable. Yeah, that's what you have to do, right? It's yeah. But the real problem is the primer, right? So the primer is like the little bit at the back of the bullet that like explodes when you hit it with the hammer. Like when you pull the trigger, the hammer goes click, and then it hits the thing, you know, inside, and that activates all the powder inside. So how do you remake the primer? And you can do it with some older chemical processes. However, what if you had a fucking electric primer? What if you would go through like old spent casings and then you would drill a hole through the pre-existing primer in the spent casing and you would thread like an insulated copper wire through it, just like half an inch of it. And that way and you would modify the gun so that instead of driving the hammer forward, you would just like send a charge through like a big plate at the end. How about that? How dope would that be? That'd be so fucking dope. Wouldn't it be easy to make crossbow bullets? Shut the fuck up and follow me for a second, okay? So you could have black powder bullets being fired with an electric primer, okay? Now imagine you have a battery pack on the gun and you have a hand crank to charge the battery. Holy shit. You could have the Wasteland Scavenger Deluxe, the black powder, breech loaded, a single shot, electric gun that's crank powered. How fucking cool would that be? Oh my god. That'd be cool as shit. I've never even seen that level of like, what would you call it? Chronological anachronism in a gun construction game. Harder than you think though. I know it's hard. Trust me. I looked into it. You guys get me, right? Only 18,000 cranks before I can fire. Actually, it wouldn't take that much. It'd be doable. How about a drawing? It's yeah. All you need is enough of a spark to ignite the black powder. Yeah, but you can't get a spark to ignite the black powder reliably in the spent casing because of the way the primer is. You'd have to have some kind of like flash pan inside the gun. I'd have to do more research. Don't worry about it. Chat wants you to know that's what killed Abe. I know. I do read chat. I always see chat. With this gun of a USB-C port too for fast charging. I literally think, okay, from what I read, if you have a wire running into compressed black powder, you can ignite it with 5 watt seconds. I think that you can charge a battery with a hand crank to 5 watt seconds without like not too much. Maybe like a couple of minutes per enough energy to ignite one shot. And if the battery could hold enough power for multiple ignitions, and you had, you know, you limited the ampage. Okay, enough. How are y'all doing? What about firing with piezo ignition? Type of ignition used in portable camping stoves, gas grills, and some lighters. Piezo electricity is the electric charge that accumulates in some materials in response to mechanical deformation. I don't even know about this. What would the wait, what materials would be necessary? What 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 materials are vulnerable to piezoelectric charge? It takes next to nothing to set off black powder. Well, yeah, it's flintlocks, right? How do you not know about this? It's just quartz and a hammer. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not knowing about piezoelectricity. My apologies. I'd done hours of research on the specific process of reloading bullets, the exact way you recast lead into a fucking mold, how to rebuild primers, and the chemical processes for creating nitric acid and modern primer materials, but I forgot about the piezoelectricity. My apologies. Jesus Christ. It's a good thing that this fucking hypothetical post-apocalyptic wasteland scavenger has a fucking doctorate in physics and chemistry so that they can properly, like, parse all this information out, you know? Jesus Christ. Okay. God. Just use a crossbow, nerd. Crossbows are also cool, but not as cool as guns. Guns are cooler than crossbows, and nothing is cooler than a hand-crank battery-powered black powder single shotgun. Okay, stop. We're getting too deep into the weeds right now. Which is cooler, gun, crossbow? You people think that crossbows are cooler than guns? Crossbows are cool. I'm not saying they're not. But like, really? Yes, and we are right. You guys just don't appreciate the kinesthetic pleasure. I'm just imagining like an isometric 2D game where your guy brings out like a breech-loading lever-action rifle that, when fired, kicks up a giant cloud of black smoke, and then he starts furiously hand-cranking a battery pack on the side. This is just such an unimaginably, like, bullshit technology. It's so fucking funny. Like, the idea of someone, like, okay, black powder crossbow, true. Chat, you're so easily swayed. You people fucking suck. Vaush, you're wasted on this, people. I know that. Couldn't you have a battery pack charged by you walking? I think that would require, like, better technology than you could get as a wasteland scavenger. Or at least not reliably, right? Like, a hand crank battery is pretty simple, I think. Chad hasn't considered the poetic brilliance of rifling. We're never getting ahead with this goddamn stream. I need to take control. I need to seize the horns. I need to pretend that this stream is it's too early to be this horny. Let's just move on. Okay. What is the Mars thing? Guys, this is clickbait shit. It's CNN. It's the eyes of an uncaring god looking down on us. Oh yeah, they found organic material with the Perseverance rover.
This beautiful mosaic is the most detailed image ever taken on the surface of Mars. NASA's Perseverance Mars rover is now exploring a really important part of Jezero Crater.
So aliens? No, organic material doesn't mean life. It just means like residual chemical and molecular compounds that are organic. Like when you hear the term organic chemistry, it doesn't mean biology. Organic chemistry refers to like carbon compounds, right? Because carbon-based life? Yeah, carbon-based. Organic chemistry is the study of structure, properties, composition, reactions, and preparation of carbon-containing compounds. Yeah, so, yeah.
This is the site that brought us to Jezero Crater. We have rocks that were deposited in a habitable environment in a lake which carry organic matter. We don't yet know the significance of these findings.
Microbial life. I think the odds that Mars might have once had microbial life are probably pretty high, right? From what I've heard. Like there's a decent chance, you know, that we don't know, but the science seems to indicate it's a reasonable, you know, yeah. Had water, it used to have different sort of climate conditions. I don't know, yeah, could be cool. Definitely nothing there now, though.